It's time to talk about our bodies. I will mostly talk about myself, but maybe you can take something from my story that you can apply to yourself, or you might just get motivated in general. Ciao everybody, I'm your big bro Kanetsu, and welcome back to another Monologue Thursday. In this episode I want to talk about body positivity, self-acceptance and body stuff in general, I guess. Maybe I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I want to share my experience and what I'm doing to be comfortable in myself. I can say that right now I am 80 to 90% comfortable in how I look, so let's do some storytelling. For as long as I can remember, I've been more on the overweight side than the slim side, so I got a bit bullied while growing up and rejected by all the girls. But maybe that isn't for something else, that it is an interest of this video. I definitely always wanted to change, but it puts you in that uncomfortable situation where you think, oh, so now you see that I exist but before not? What changed? And that made me believe that I was done. I was the ugliest person on earth since no one ever wanted me ever, so what was the point in changing? And the fact that even my father wasn't treating me like a boy wasn't helping. I could see the different treatment between me and my brother, and that always made me feel not on par. Even at my first job I was placed in the women's section, and that made me feel so bad that I lasted only 1 month in there. But why does this matter? It's because I never liked my chest. For some reason I got a lot of fat there, and it made it look like I had tits. And I always hated that because I didn't want to look like a woman. I avoided any type of clothing that could make them stand out a bit, like this kind of sweater. It's only this year that I started to wear them. And I would never take my shirt off unless it was completely necessary, like when we were playing outside in summer. All the boys were shirtless, except me. I was still going to the beach since I liked it, but I would still try to avoid situations that would make me feel uncomfortable. Even if there are still some man boob left, I kind of accept them, but I hope to get rid of them in the future because it made me feel a bit uncomfortable. Like the belly doesn't really bother me as much as the chest. I started feeling very uncomfortable when I started YouTube actually. Watching back at myself made me more self-conscious about my size. And it was getting a problem, because when I was looking back at the footage I was thinking, I can't use this, I look terrible. There is a video that I didn't publish in the end because I thought I was unpresentable, and it took me a lot of courage to post my first shirtless pic on Instagram. I don't even have to do that, but I tried to put myself in that uncomfortable situation. I wanted to use that as extra motivation to start my weight loss journey again. I don't know if that was a good idea or not, but let's not think about that. I do notice that small changes give me a positive impact on how I feel, like noticing muscles getting bigger when my triceps started to show, or the thing here I was like, what the hell, was it always there? I know that not everyone can do that. And I'm not saying that everyone should change to reach some kind of beauty standard, but if change is what you want, there is no reason not to try. I am conflicted at times. Sometimes I feel like I will always be like this and nothing will change. That's because it takes time. I am taking my time, maybe even too much sometimes. But there are other people that promise you result quickly. But if you don't get what you want right away, you might feel discouraged at best. When I started this, I knew it was going to be something I needed to do for the rest of my life. You can't just exercise a bit and then, I'm good. Exercise is good for a lot of reasons other than looks that there is no reason not to do it. Then I want to talk a bit about the gay community, because it breaks my heart by the amount of guys that feels bad about how they look. It seems like no one is happy. Especially when you see guys posting a selfie asking for validation, despite having reached a really good physique. I have a theory on why this is. I might be wrong, but I think that since we are attracted to other men, sometimes we wish or want to be just like them. For example, a straight guy doesn't want to be a woman, and the only thing that a man and a woman might share in appearance is body fat. So getting in shape is pretty easy for them. But us gays, we see other men with desire and competition too sometimes. So we are prone to feel bad about our body. Sometimes because we know what we are supposed to do to look in a certain way, and sometimes because we know we will never look a certain way. Not everyone can become a muscular god, due to a multitude of factors like genetics, age, time, and maybe you can't be bothered by that. I started to get less interest in getting really big lately, maybe because I thought that would have made me a real man, but I don't believe that anymore. I had other problems that are not the scope of this video, but the gist of it is that you're the only one that can decide what is your manhood. You set your own rules, and you might not even want to be like a man if you want to feel like a man. I hope that it makes sense. It probably won't, but we can talk about toxic masculinity another time. So what about body positivity? It seems like something no one agrees on, but most people get what it is. Even if it seems something that only women care about, since there are not many guys talking about this out there, I have mixed feeling about it, but it looks that at the end you need to accept your body because it's the only one you have. The shape, the size, and other details are unique to you and you should treasure them. If you want to change, that's great. But do that with love for yourself. Now go up to a mirror and tell yourself, I like you and you are sexy. And this is the end of the video. I hope you will get something out of this, but let me know in the comments what you think about this and how you feel about yourself. Leave a like if you like the video and subscribe if you like me. Thank you so much for watching and remember that I am proud of you and I believe in you and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.